holidays nale adu namma GT Holidays da, South India's #1 travel brand. Taste the daily.
Hello Tovino garu. Hello Krithi garu. Welcome to Galatta Telugu. You have a big release coming up, ARM, on September 12th. We'll talk about ARM. We'll get there. But before that, as actors, I wanted to know this. You guys keep acting with a lot of actors, right? Every project you shift from one project to the other, there's a new set of actors. Obviously, there will be some familiar actors that you might have worked with in the past. How does this building a dynamic work? Because I'm not very sure if we practice script reading sessions before shoot or anything. So how do you build that dynamic on day one?
So I do script reading with the director and writer, with actors. If they are free, if there is a possibility, I've done that, not in every movie, but if there is a possibility that all actors can come together, and if like how we see the whole crew sitting and reading, it helps a lot because all of us will be on the same page on the first episode. So what I do is I want to be on the same page with my director and writer. And they'll be having such discussions with every other actor. And once we are on the sets, we'll go for rehearsals. So I think that will help us.
On the sets?
On the sets.
Yeah. Before the shot, you mean?
Before the shot.
Okay.
And before the shot, before the rehearsals, we'll sit in a group and we'll discuss what we are going to do and how I'll modulate it, what all activities I might do. I'll plan it with my co-actors.
Nice. Your process, Krithi?
And can I talk in Telugu?
Yeah, మాట్లాడొచ్చు. Yeah.
సో యాక్చువల్గా నాకేంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక సెట్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు అందరూ యాక్టర్స్ కూడా అండ్ డైరెక్టర్ ఒక ఫుల్ టీమ్ మేమందరం ఒకే డ్రీమ్ కోసం వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో 99% అందరూ సేమ్ జోన్లోనే ఉంటాము టు క్రియేట్ ద బెస్ట్ థింగ్ పాసిబుల్. సో బేసిక్గా అక్కడే ఒక మంచి డైనామిక్ సెట్ అయిపోద్ది, ఎందుకంటే ఆ ఎనర్జీ చాలా బాగుంటుంది అండ్ ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ పాజిటివ్ ఎనర్జీ. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ థింక్ మీరు ఖచ్చితంగా రిహర్సల్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మీకు మీ కో యాక్టర్ గురించి తెలుస్తుంది, వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయబోతున్నారు, అండ్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ ఫిగర్ అవుట్ అ వే ఫర్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ త్రూ దాట్. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ థింక్ there are mostly everyone that I have worked with has been extremely sweet and friendly, especially Tovino. Actually, last day నేను అడిగాను కూడా, ఎందుకంటే I could see that he had made a special effort to be very very warm and friendly. సో నేను అప్పుడు అడిగాను, ఎందుకు, నాకు తెలిసింది మీరు ఇలా చేస్తున్నారు, ఎందుకు ఇలా చేశారు అంటే ఐఎమ్ వెరీ గ్రేట్ఫుల్ బట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు నో వై, ఎందుకంటే అది చేయడం అవసరం లేదు యాక్చువల్గా ఆయనకి. And then he said that even I was in that position once and people also have been kind to me and I wanted to pass it on.
I believe we should be kind to everyone.
Yeah.
If there is an option, you have to be nice to everyone, especially when you're working, to all the people around you, your co-actors, your technicians, from everyone on the set, you have to be kind and nice to them because this is a collective art form. It's not a one-man show. So every department has to, do well so that the movie will end up great. So I cannot look for comfort zones when I'm committing a movie. Instead, what I do is I create a comfort zone. So when you are performing, if you're sure that nobody around you is bitching about you on your back, you don't have to worry about that and you can perform.
Yeah.
It'll help you overcome your inhibitions.
Insecurities, yeah.
Inhibitions and insecurities, because all of them, we are part of the same team. They want me to perform well.
And especially, I feel like with co-actors, it's such a big support. Because ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక సీన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు కొన్ని డౌట్స్ ఉంటాయి. కెన్ ఐ డూ దిస్, what will my co-actor feel, how will they react if I suddenly do this, అవంన్నీ లేనప్పుడు when you know that your co-actor is 100% there to support you, you can explore much more than when you're scared to explore and do that. So that's very good energy.
There'll be this give and take.
Yes.
When we are working with amazing actors, we just have to reciprocate whatever they are doing, and our performance will look good.
Yeah. Idi Siddharth once told me, actor Siddharth, he told that everybody on the set is working hard to make the actors look good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
do you guys
in a
agree
way,
with
yeah.
that?
In a way, yes.
I think everybody is collectively working hard to make
The
film
movie look good. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
And that'll also
But
a huge
actors,
contribution.
actors
Yeah.
being the face of the cinema, I mean, people don't know the faces of people who has worked behind the camera.
Lightman, the
Yeah. So actors are representing every one of them.
Everyone.
Mostly people tend to give the whole credit to actors, but it's not. We are also one of the part of all the, I mean, the whole crew. There are a lot of departments who work hard to make the movie look good, and the credit and blame most of the time comes to these faces. That's it. Yeah, it's always like that. But I would like to give the credit to my whole team, because without their support, I cannot perform, because I am someone who has a lot of inhibitions. So they help me to overcome my inhibitions.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ సినిమాకి 36 hours కూడా వర్క్ చేశారు. సో అప్పుడు
36 hours continuously without
Continuously.
break. That's
yes,
like not
without
even like
break.
power naps in between.
Power naps. The thing is, we had a very tight schedule. Towards the end, it became even more tighter, and we were working in a lot of constraints. So the only option was to work continuously and finish that whole thing, because next day if we want to come and do it again, it will be an extra day and it will take more time to do all the setups again. So we thought we'll finish this off.
And it went on.
It went on.
బట్ అది చేయడానికి మీరు ఓన్లీ యాక్టర్స్ లేకపోతే ఓన్లీ డైరెక్టర్ ఒక పేజ్లో ఉంటే అది అవ్వదు. ఫుల్ క్రూ సేమ్ పేజ్లో ఉండాలి. అండ్ అంటే నేను ఎప్పుడూ చెప్తాను, ఐ థింక్ యాక్టర్స్కి ఇంకా కొంచెం లగ్జరీ ఉంటుంది డెఫినెట్లీ. ఎందుకంటే ఒక క్యారవాన్ ఉంది, లేకపోతే షార్ట్ మధ్యలో రెస్ట్ తీసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు లైట్ ఆఫీసర్స్ లేకపోతే ఆర్ట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ చూస్తే దే వర్క్ కంటిన్యూస్లీ అండ్ దే కమ్ మచ్ బిఫోర్ అస్ సెటప్ చేయడానికి, అండ్ దే లీవ్ ఆఫ్టర్ అస్. సో దే పుట్ ఇన్ ద రియల్ ఎఫర్ట్ అండ్ హార్డ్ వర్క్.
Also, ours was a very close-knitted team, and one day we were shooting this underwater sequence, and which in a tank which we built. And it had a leakage, and shoot went on for another 5-6 hours more, because we had to seal the tank again and then fill water again. So we instead of finishing it in one call sheet, we had to go for another call sheet too. But surprisingly, the very interesting thing happened was, next day all department heads came and told the director and production controller that we don't want the second call sheet better, because we saw what happened. It was not anyone's mistake. It was an accident. So we just need one call sheets better. We don't need the second call sheets better. I mean, that is the kind of love everyone had for this movie.
Nice. I mean, without those.
No, this happens only when everyone has that love for cinema and love to each other.
Doesn't work if
They
it's not
didn't
there.
have to do that, because they could have easily taken 2 call sheets better, and they could have easily went home. But they said no, the second better, we know what happened, so we don't need that. They said that. That's so sweet from their part.
Yeah. And this film is kind of challenge for both of you, because Krithi, meeku idi first time kotta language loki enter avutunnaru, and meeru 3 roles. And Krithi only said in one interview that you had like a acting coach.
Acting,
for this.
yeah, I wanted this acting workshop to happen before the shoot.
Yeah. How did you guys like deal with that challenge? For you language, and for you cracking those 3 different roles.
నాకైతే అంటే ఎప్పుడు ఒక లాంగ్వేజ్కి వెళ్ళే ముందు, అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను తెలుగు సినిమాలకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత కూడా నేను చాలా తెలుగు సినిమాలు చూడడం మొదలెట్టాను. ఎందుకంటే అప్పుడు ఐ థింక్ చూసి విని మీకు లాంగ్వేజ్ మీద కొంచెం గ్రిప్ వస్తుంది. ఐ డిడ్ ద సేమ్ విత్ తమిళ్. అక్కడ కొంచెం వర్క్ అయింది, బట్ మలయాళంలో అయితే అసలు వర్కౌట్ అవ్వలేదు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి సినిమాలో చూస్తే ఆ డైలెక్ట్స్ చాలా డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది అండ్ సౌండింగ్ కూడా అంతే డిఫరెంట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఐ వాజ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు పికప్ వాచింగ్ మూవీస్ అండ్ అక్కడే ఐ వాజ్ లైక్, ఓ మై గాడ్, విల్ ఐ బి ఏబుల్ టు డూ దిస్? దెన్ నేను నా డైలాగ్స్ కోసం అడిగాను అండ్ ఆ డైలాగ్స్ది వాయిస్ నోట్స్ కూడా తీసుకున్నాను. సో ఆ వాయిస్ నోట్స్ రోజు విని ఆ పేజ్ అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ ఐ హ్యాడ్ లాట్స్ ఆఫ్ డైలాగ్స్ ఇన్ సమ్ సీన్స్. సో రోజు చదివి దెన్ సెట్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఐ వాజ్ స్టిల్ వరీడ్. ఎందుకంటే స్టిల్ నాకు నేను ఏదైనా రాంగ్గా చెప్తే కూడా నాకు తెలియదు, బట్ అది ఫనీగా ఆ సౌండింగ్ ఫనీగా ఉంటుందా? ఎందుకంటే it's obviously like a foreigner speaking, right? Someone who is foreign to the language, and వాళ్ళు నవ్వుతారా అవన్నీ నా మైండ్లో. అంటే నేను చాలా కాన్షియస్గా ఉన్నాను లాంగ్వేజ్ని పట్టుకొని. ప్లస్ ఐ లైక్ నోయింగ్ మై లైన్స్ వెల్ బికాజ్ ఐ ఫీల్ లైక్ దెన్ యూ కెన్ పర్ఫామ్ మోర్ ఈజీలీ. సో అవన్నీ నేను మైండ్లో తీసుకెళ్ళి వెళ్ళాను అక్కడికి. బట్ ఐ థింక్ ఆ సెట్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు ఒక్కరోజు కూడా నాకు డైలాగ్స్ గురించి ఏమీ చెప్పలేదు. లైక్ దే నెవర్ మేడ్ మీ కాన్షియస్ ఆఫ్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ రాంగ్ ఆర్ రైట్. అంటే రైట్గా తప్పు కూడా చెప్పలేదు, రైట్ కూడా చెప్పలేదు. సో ఇట్ వాజ్ నాట్ ఆన్ మై మైండ్ అట్ ఆల్. ఐ కుడ్ జస్ట్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ గెటింగ్ ద పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ అవుట్. అండ్ ఎవ్రీ డే బిఫోర్ ద సీన్, 1 day బిఫోర్, నేను అసిస్టెంట్ డైరెక్టర్ శ్రీజిత్ అని ఆయనతో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశాను. సో దే హెల్ప్ మీ అలాట్. లైక్ అంటే నేను ఒక 10 times ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశానంటే కూడా వాళ్ళు ఏమీ చెప్పలేదు. అండ్ దాట్ డెఫినెట్లీ మేడ్ థింగ్స్ ఈజియర్. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ థింక్ ఐఎమ్ గుడ్ అట్ రిమెంబరింగ్. సో అంటే ఎగ్జామ్స్కి 1 day ముందు చదువుకుంటాం కదా, అండ్ దెన్ యూ రిమెంబర్ జస్ట్ లైక్ దాట్.
Nice. Your 3 character challenge.
So for me, I had the same problem with the dialect because I'm from Thrissur and we speak very fast and it's a completely different dialect from the Neeleshwaram, Kasaragod dialect.
It's a northern
Kerala, yeah, northernmost district of Kerala. So, but our writer is from Neeleshwaram and our assistant director Srijit is from Neeleshwaram. Associate director Srijit is from Neeleshwaram. So they helped us a lot. So certain words in Malayalam, it will sound different. We'll be writing it in the same way, but it will sound vakkuga, vakyuga, this ka and kya.
What does that mean?
Keep something.
Okay.
Vakkuga, vakyuga. So it's very small difference, but it will enhance the performance when we are following that particular dialect. So I had the same preparation thing for the dialect. Also,
అండ్ ఒక సీన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు నాకు చాలా డైలాగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అంటే నేను మాట్లాడుతూనే ఉంటాను. సో అప్పుడు ఆయన చెప్పారు కూడా, నాకు కూడా అంతే కష్టంగా ఉంది, మీరు ఆలోచించకండి, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టేక్ యువర్ టైమ్. దాట్ మేడ్ మీ కంఫర్టబుల్. ఐ నో ఇట్ వాస్ జెన్యున్, బట్ అది అడ్మిట్ చేయడం కూడా ఒక బిగ్ థింగ్. ఐ మీన్ టు మీ ఐ ఫెల్ట్ వెరీ గుడ్ ఇన్ దట్ మూమెంట్.
What's wrong in that? Also, this was physically very demanding for me and mentally very demanding. Physically demanding as in these 3 characters, they are trained in Kalaripayattu, but they use Kalaripayattu for different reasons and in different ways. So I had to learn the basics of Kalaripayattu and use it differently while playing different characters. There'll be slight differences, not major differences, but this character Manian, he's a thief, so he'll be using it for his for robbery or treasure hunt. He uses his skill in Kalaripayattu. But the other character with mustache and long hair, he is a warrior and a social reformer. So as a warrior, he'll fight wars for the king. And the third character is a tuition teacher, a graduate. So for him, he uses this only for self-defense, and there will be this show matches happening between villages. So he'll be using Kalaripayattu only for that. So that's why I said in different ways for different reasons. And when this is a huge opportunity for an actor to play 3 different characters in a movie, and someone trusting us and giving this responsibility to us, it doesn't happen always. So when I got this opportunity, I wanted to fulfill my responsibility and live up to the expectations of my director and writer, because they were the ones who believed in me more than I have believed in myself. So I told them I want to approach this as 3 different movies from my part, so that I can perform it. Like I don't do multiple movies at a time.
Okay.
So when I start playing one character, I want to finish that character and then move to the other character. And we also had we had to shoot one after other, because we had to change the old village. I mean, 300 years the span. We had to show the differences in the village terrain also. So we needed time for set work and all. So we shot Manian's character first, then Ajian's character, and then Kunjikalu's character. So it was very helpful. But before shoot, for my satisfaction, for my confidence, I insisted my director and writer that let's do an acting workshop with an acting coach. So we approached Vinay sir from Adi Shakti, Pondicherry.
Oh, yeah.
And he came down to Thrissur. We all sat down in a hotel room and we started discussing. We designed the character. So we wanted to fix in which way this character is going to work. It should not be similar to the other character.
Wow, okay.
For laughing, for smiling, for even for a reaction. During a fight sequence. In fight sequence also, there is acting involved, because there are 3 different characters doing Kalaripayattu. It shouldn't look
Similar.
same. So more than a fancy dress, I wanted to get into the skin of character. And I believe there is nothing wrong in training to improve your craft. I have a trainer for my physical transformations and all. I have a trainer. When I wanted to learn Kalaripayattu, I had my Kalaripayattu guru staying with me and traveling with me for 6 months. So, but my priority should be my primary craft. It is acting. For that, I didn't hesitate. I told I will take training. And after that, before every movie, I go to Adi Shakti, or I'll request them to come down and we sit and we discuss. Okay. We cannot learn new expressions and all, but instead what we do is we'll discuss and we'll find which all layers can be added to it to understand the character better, so that even if I'm not, even if there is no backstory of the character in the movie, I'll make a backstory for the character. It will give minor additions to our performance, which will make the character more believable and more relatable. More human, actually. So that process, I think I should do. I've been doing it since the beginning of my career. I talked with the director and writer. That was my process. But after a point, I thought we should include one more person in the group in discussion who knows the theory and grammar of acting, which I don't know, because I'm not a trained actor. I haven't gone to a film school to learn anything. I learned from my co-actors. I learned from my technicians and my directors. When I wanted to act in movies, I didn't even know if I can act. I just wanted to act in movies. I loved movies. That's why I came into cinema. And after coming here only, I started learning. And
I think ఆ డ్రైవ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఆ డ్రైవ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మీరు అంటే ఎంతైనా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు, ఐ ఫీల్.
నైస్. మీరెంత నేర్చుకున్నారు? 12 మూవీస్ అయిపోయాయి కదా, 9th రిలీజ్, బట్ 12 మీరు ఫస్ట్ మూవీకి 9 ఇప్పుడు దాకా చేసిన వాటికి ఆర్ యూ ఏబుల్ టు ట్రాక్ యువర్ ప్రోగ్రెస్?
ఖచ్చితంగా. ఎందుకంటే ఐ థింక్ ఫస్ట్ సినిమాలో నాకు యాక్టర్ అవ్వాలని కళ లేదు, అంటే ఆ సినిమా చేయాలని ఉండింది. బట్ నేను ఒక యాక్టర్ అవ్వాలి, సినిమాలోకి వెళ్ళాలి, అంటే సినిమాల్లో రావాలని ఒక కళ లేదు, ఆనెస్ట్గా చెప్పాలంటే. బట్ ఐ థింక్ నేను సెకండ్ మూవీ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు నాకు ఆ కళ వచ్చింది. లైక్ ఆ తర్వాత నేను ఇంకా అబ్సెస్డ్ అయిపోయాను. అండ్ దెన్ ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు గ్రో, ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు లెర్న్. అప్పుడు నేను అందరినీ, అంటే నా కో యాక్టర్స్ని, నా డైరెక్టర్స్ని, అబ్జర్వ్ చేయడం మొదలెట్టాను. ఎందుకంటే ఐ థింక్ మీరు అందరి నుంచి చాలా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. వాళ్ళది ఒక పర్సనల్‌గా యూనిక్ ఒక స్టైల్ ఉంటది. అండ్ ఆ స్టైల్ నుంచి మీరు చాలా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు. అండ్ ఐ థింక్ ఇన్ యాక్టింగ్ లెర్నింగ్ అండ్ చేంజింగ్ అండ్ గ్రోయింగ్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ థింగ్ విచ్ ఇస్ కాన్స్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే దెర్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ లైక్ ఓకే ఐ థింక్ నా ప్రాసెస్ కూడా ప్రతి సినిమాకి ఇప్పుడు నేను చేస్తున్న సినిమాల్లో కూడా చూస్తే ప్రతి సినిమాకి నా ప్రాసెస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంది, నా అప్రోచ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంది. ఎందుకంటే it requires that as an actor. I personally don't think that you can have one process or one approach to all characters.
Then it'll look
because
the same.
then it'll look the same. And అంటే మీరు నాకు యాక్టింగ్ వచ్చేసింది అంటే అయిపోయింది, ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఇంకా నేర్చుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు అని ఒక స్పేసే ఉండదు. అంటే ఐ థింక్ ఒక 10 years తర్వాత కూడా నేను ఆ స్పేస్లో ఉండను. ఎందుకంటే దెర్ సో మచ్ యూ కెన్ లెర్న్. అండ్ ఇప్పుడు అందరినీ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి కూడా యూ కెన్ సీ అండ్ ట్రై వాట్ వర్క్స్ ఫర్ యూ అండ్ వాట్ డజంట్. బట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ట్రై ఎవ్రీథింగ్ టు నో, విచ్ ఐ థింక్.
Nice. And Tovino, this is Jithin Laal's first film.
Yes.
Okay,
Does it look
I
like
think
that?
he worked with you as an associate on Kalki, Ninte Moidin, and one other film. Goda, huh?
So Jithin started working with Basil when Basil was doing his short films. And Basil's first movie, Kunjaramayanam, he was an
The
assistant.
short film, huh?
Kunjaramayanam was Basil's
Feature, okay,
first
okay,
movie,
okay.
feature film. And Jithin was one of the assistants in that. When we were doing Goda also, he was part of the direction team. And again, when Jithin did this, by the time Basil started Minnal Murali, we had already decided to do ARM, and Jithin was already in the pre-production. So that's why, or else he would have been an associate in Minnal Murali also.
Oh my God. No, but it requires tremendous amount of trust, right? Because this isn't a small film.
Yeah.
This is a massive film. And he's a first time, obviously he has set experience of working as an associate, but helming a project is a whole different beast of its own, right? Like, how did you trust?
They trusted me first, so I just had to give it back. They needed tremendous trust on me to give 3 different characters to me in the same movie. And as actors, the only option we have is to listen to the script, follow your instincts if you like the script, and if you think you can connect to the director, the things he is saying, if our ideologies are similar or his is better, that's the only way we can decide if I want to do this movie or not. I cannot tell the director, okay, you are a first time director, go shoot a movie, show me, then I'll act. I cannot do that. I have to trust them. I have to trust the script and the filmmaker. And Jithin was already a friend of mine, and I knew he can pull off the story he narrated. But friend, I had given him an advice. I told him, bro, you understand something? You make a movie, your first movie. If that works, great. If that doesn't work, you'll be out of the industry, or you'll have to struggle to make your second movie. You'll have to struggle more than a first time director who hasn't done any movies. The struggle will be harder. So I told him, prepare. Let's do it together. And he actually hit the ball out of the park. Beyond my expectations. His vision was way above than what I had in my mind. And I knew that he'll pull off, but his vision was way above that. The layers he added to it, and the way he used this 8 years of waiting to improve the script and improve his own skill. Maybe he learned it from Basil also. Basil is very intelligent, and he's very studious. During lockdown, he actually had a timetable to watch movies.
Okay.
And to read books about filmmaking. He learned about screenwriting. So when you get free time, you can chill. You can work hard. When everyone else was sitting idle at home, there are people who has worked hard to improve their craft. and Basil and Jithin is one among them. And after lockdown, he was introduced to a lot of other movies. He got inspired from that, and then the script was rewritten. I mean, another draft was written, and in visual effects, in CGI, he even made this pre-visualization video of like 40 minutes of pre-visualization video, the major scenes from the movie. So we could actually see how this movie is going to be. He made it in Unreal Engine, I mean, which is used to make video games. So then when someone is working hard for something, you can trust them.
And I think cinema, especially, I mean, for an actor, for me, is faith, like, is trust. ఎందుకంటే మీకు ఆ ట్రస్ట్ ఉన్నప్పుడే కన్విక్షన్ కూడా వస్తుంది. యా అండ్ యాజ్ అన్ యాక్టర్ ఐ ఫీల్ ఐ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ కన్విక్షన్ ఆర్ యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ట్రస్ట్ దట్ ఫస్ట్ ఆన్ యువర్ role and then on the director that they're going to pull it off. And it's a huge part, I feel, especially naku. And it's not, I don't think it's easy also, but because there's so many moments in a film where anything can change, like your feelings might change towards it while exploring your character or stuff like that. But then to be able to come back to the faith and trust again, to be able to hold it throughout, is also a challenge, I feel.
And with Jithin, I had this space to discuss anything. I mean, we know since 2014, and he used to be an assistant director, I used to be a supporting actor. So we used to sit and chill together every day and discuss about cinemas that we are going to do in the future. So whenever he was in confusion, I could give him ideas. I mean, even if it's a shitty idea, he is the one who is going to decide if he need to receive that idea or not. But I kept on giving ideas. I kept on motivating him. And, you know, I've been in this industry for some 12 years. And he has been in the industry for 10 years or more than 10 years, but still he had not made his own movie. So he needed that kind of push from someone who is in the industry. So he's like a younger brother to me. So I tell him, this is going to be a war. I'll be very, very hard on you. I'll push you very hard because I want this movie to do really well. Not only for me, but for you. This is going to be your first movie. If this movie fails, it'll affect your career. I have more movies lined up. I can compensate it in my next movie. But it's not the same in your case. So sometimes I was very hard on them, but that was out of love. And I think it helped.
అండ్ నాకైతే అంటే నాకు ఆయన అంత పరిచయం లేదు ఆబ్వియస్లీ సినిమాకి ముందు. బట్ వాట్ ఐ లైక్ దిస్, ఆయనకి ఒక ఐడియా వస్తే అది కొంచెం క్రేజీ అయినా కూడా ఆయన ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేసి చూద్దామని జోన్లో ఉంటారు. లైక్ ఒక సీన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు హీ జస్ట్ కేమ్ అండ్ కొంచెం హెజిటేట్ చేశారు. ఎందుకంటే ఐ థింక్ దట్ వాస్ ద ఇనిషియల్ ఫస్ట్ సెకండ్ ఆర్ థర్డ్ డే. హీ సెడ్ నాకు ఒకటి కావాలి, బట్ అది కొంచెం క్రింజ్గా ఉంటుంది, మీకు ఓకేనా అని అడిగారు. అండ్ ఐ వాజ్ సో హ్యాపీ, ఎందుకంటే ఆయనకి ఒక క్రింజ్ అనిపిస్తుంది, దాన్ని నేను ఎట్లా ఒక మంచిగా ప్రజెంట్ చేయొచ్చు, బికాజ్ యాజ్ అన్ యాక్టర్ దాట్స్ మై జాబ్. లైక్ అండ్ దెన్ ఆ షార్ట్ తర్వాత ఆయన చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నారు. దాట్ మేడ్ మీ రియలీ రియలీ హ్యాపీ దట్ హీ గాట్ వాట్ హీ వాంటెడ్ అండ్ he really enjoyed it.
Beautiful, beautiful. I hope Jithin's dream also comes true.
Yes.
Like I like that it's just friends coming together and realizing their dreams. Like he said,
people coming together to make a movie and becoming friends and making movies together again and again. Actually, this is what happened in mine and Jithin's case. We know each other through movies. I mean, through from film sets. We never knew each other before we came into movies. Then we became friends. The reason? Our passion for cinema, out of our love for cinema.
Superb. On that note, thank you very much for the time,
Pleasure.
and all the very best for the release on September 12th.
Thank you so much.
Holidays nale adi namma GT Holidays da. South India's #1 travel brand.
Taste the Daily.